killer. I drop bombs like Hiroshima.
Somebody said, look at LeakYou video. What the fuck is LeakYou? Is it like a site? What's LeakYou? LeakYou. Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, shit. Oh, all right, bet. Here we go.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
One, two, three, four.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. I hope you're having a really good day. I am coming through. I'm going to talk about something that some of you may see on, on the web over the next couple of days. And, I don't know what to really take from it, but we'll go with it, right? Well, let's just talk about it, right? Has there been a potential leak in regards to Immaculate Constellation? You all know the program that I'm referring to, the infamous Immaculate Constellation program that was put in place back in either 2016 or 2017. Me speaking on it got my videos pulled down on a couple of platforms. But hey, here I am coming right back at it again. And hopefully this video won't be taken down, but we'll go with it, right? Well, let's talk about it. There is a channel on YouTube called Strange Mysteries. Strange Mysteries has, has done a two-part video, and I did put the links to the video in the description of this one on the YouTube platform, in which the individual says, hey, I got a very strange, creepy email today. Individual's name is Nathan Latvatis or Latvatis. Got a very strange email today. And this happened back on the 22nd, 2 days ago, Friday, here in the States. And again, Immaculate Constellation was also talked about and discussed during the hearings in Congress recently. You guys may be becoming real familiar with it as of now. But listen, I want to read you this email that came through. And forgive me if I'm not really going into incredible details about what is Immaculate Constellation. All you have to do, I re-uploaded my video here on the YouTube platform. Go check it out. Go check out my previous videos on this. And allow me to put up a banner really quick. I just want to make sure I put that up there so that people have my email address if, if they want to send me anything, including any stories, etc., etc., etc. But listen, Immaculate, let me just tell you a little bit. Immaculate Constellation is an internal government parent program that got absolutely exposed a while back, but it really, really, really blew up in the first week of October. Here's the other strange thing about Immaculate Constellation, just those two words together. Google, big old rich Google went over, there was an influx of traffic or search queries for the term Immaculate Constellation back earlier in the summer, and Google went and cleaned all of that out. If you do a search review or look up a search trend for the word Immaculate Constellation, it's empty now, versus a screenshot that I personally seen with my own eyes that was taken and put on Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp's show, Weaponized, and the term Immaculate Constellation. You could clearly see the influx in search queries when the first hearings in Congress regarding UFO and UAPs happened, right? Now, it was like, I want to say October, like 13th or 14th, when I went and looked at the search trends myself, and the data is absolutely gone now. So there's that. But the journalist, independent journalist Michael Schellenberg, actually brought this back into, brought this up, blew it up, I should say, just blew it up. There was a news report. Of course, News Nation covered it. Michael Schellenberg, had some papers that you had to pay to get. But then there was a memorandum given to Congress that then Congresswoman Nancy Mace published, and we read through that document. But this is a parent program that includes reports about the types and sizes of the, various UAPs and this very strange phenomenon. And it went into detail about, the color of these UAPs and some of their traits, so to speak, right? And this Immaculate Constellation program, which is ran on multiple networks within our government, has photos, HD video footage of these very strange UAPs, UFOs. Even in the Immaculate Constellation document memo, there was even talk about like jellyfish UAP that have been spotted, right? There was talk about these organic UAP. I don't even want to call that a craft. Who knows if it's some sort of biological, some sort of an organic / machine / android / robot that literally has the ability to fly around and spy on people. But know this, our government is in possession of all sorts of evidence. And Immaculate Constellation, again, is the parent program where a lot of this evidence is stored, right? So let me read you this email that was received to Nathan, who runs the channel Strange Mysteries on YouTube. It says, quote, first, the subject says, confidential IR picture set of UAPs from the Legacy program. Please read carefully. And it goes on to say, I hope this message finds you well. I am reaching out with information that has been classified and intentionally withheld from the public regarding unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, and the ongoing covert operations surrounding them. My decision to reach out to you has not been made lightly, and I am fully aware of the risks involved. I initially considered other individuals to share this information with, including another creator who expressed interest but was unable to commit due to other obligations. However, given the sensitive nature of this material and the extreme precautions necessary to protect my identity, I believe you are the best suited to handle this information responsibly. Many traditional media outlets would require verification of my identity and credentials. This is not feasible due to the risks involved. These organizations, despite their best intentions, are not equipped to handle the level of secrecy and potential retaliation associated with this information. However, I will tell you that I was part of one of the legacy programs overseen by a parent program. I know that's vague, but unfortunately, that's all I can offer at this point. You know, I can't say what program or what was the name of this program, right? Well, it was called the Immaculate Constellation program that you are familiar with now. The images I'm providing have been carefully anonymized. I've ensured that they have been made accessible to hundreds of people within the system. This way, my identity is shielded, making it far less likely that I can be traced as the source of this leak. These images, captured through various ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance collection methods, show clear evidence of what has been termed orbs and motherships, different shapes operating at various sites of extreme sensitivity. Among the locations featured are our nuclear deterrent bases, and these objects are clearly surveilling these sites, sometimes within close proximity. While I am not prepared to discuss the incidents associated with these images further, it's important for you to understand that these files are not available online. I urge you to use any method at your disposal: reverse image sources, searches, analysis by your community, or whatever you need to do to validate these materials and convey their authenticity to your audience. My responsibility here is to ensure the truth is brought to light. How you choose to proceed is up to you, but I hope the evidence I've provided will speak for itself. Sincerely. Then it says, P.S. Kindly keep my email confidential when sharing this with your audience. I may have more to share with you in the future. And whatever you do, Strange Mysteries, don't show email headers either, please. Let's and I've always been a proponent of this. Let's make sure that we keep people, whistleblowers such as this, absolutely anonymous. There's no reason to out anybody who's sending this information. Who are we? Okay. We have who are we to out these individuals? We have just as much of a right to know about what's happening with these various programs than those, running the programs, who seem to get power trips at times, I don't feel that we are smart enough or have the intelligence to understand that we are not alone, right? So, what's up with it, the 185? So, let's take a look at some of these images, shall we? Let's take a look at some of these images. Give me a second here. I'm going to put Nathan on the screen here because I could go through them one by one, but why click when we can actually watch him scroll?
And then this is
scroll through these photos. Now, I thought this one was very interesting. Now, some of you may feel, oh, this is a little bit lackluster. Well, those of you in the UFO community, and including myself, I'll absolutely. Ooh, wait. UAP IR cam picture set. I'm looking at I believe that's the metadata. Research station NA4003, which means it's probably picture 3 in the set.
Which would mean that's why they're in black and white, I believe. Like
that looks like a star, right? Again, these aren't lackluster. Okay, these aren't lackluster at all. Some may feel that way, but you tell me, what is that? What is that? Right? It's like a star.
Shapes like this, they weren't discussed in the thing given to Congress about like the common types of things that people see. Like a starfish thing. I've never heard of that before. This one is just like really here, let me move myself. This one's just like a light in the sky. I mean, you can see it's like really redacted. Here's another one, super redacted. I mean, I don't know what this is. This could be like a plane.
Doesn't look like a plane.
Another one, really highly redacted. Like, these could be.
Let's go on in here, shall we? Let's go on in here. Definitely 3 UFOs. A larger one, some sort of orb underneath it, and another orb off to its right. Doesn't look connected at all. I, for one, am very grateful to the individual that had the balls to send this email. Deadass. Thank you.
Pretty easily like spoofed or something. Then again, I haven't done a reverse image search on these. And another one, I mean, more redactions.
Hold on, we're going to slow this down a little bit here. Hold on, he's going kind of fast. This is a 12-minute video here. Let's slow it down a little bit here. Let's go ahead and mute it because it'll sound horrible. But hold that thought. I want to look at each and every one of these, right? And I mean, you can tell whoever sent it definitely redacted them. They're trying to, knock out any identifying information. Because who wants to be, who wants to be the guy getting arrested because they're releasing, classified photos? Of course not, right? But my God, you all, this has been going on for decades, centuries, okay? Centuries. Definitely not a helicopter. But I think about all of the cases in which people have talked about very odd looking Black Hawk like helicopters that were showing up with other UFOs and UAPs, and this is before they even made the Black Hawk helicopter. Hold on there. is this the first leak of Immaculate Constellation? Or the first leak tied to the term Immaculate Constellation? Now look, oh, that almost looks like the rotors of a helicopter, but no way. That's definitely not a helicopter, right? That's not a helicopter at all. Yeah, orb looking, disc shaped vessel. I believe that they can put these craft in whatever shape that they want, even box shape, even, rectangles, long tic tac, oval shapes, because they're not using human or man made methods to fly these craft. They're using anti gravity. It's almost as if they cut. Wow, that's pretty amazing, actually. It's almost like they cut the gravity with a hot butter knife. And they have the ability to move around with their thoughts. Now, let me tell you something. I seen a very amazing video last night of a woman that was on her way home during a cross-country drive, and a UAP tried to abduct her. Woo, look at this. And got shot at by another UAP. What does that mean? Is there policing of these UFOs that's happening, something that we don't know about? Now that looks like a mothership to me. Absolutely huge. Almost looks like it has two eyes, huh? Interesting. Very interesting.
Like paths or patterns that going on here. Heavily redacted once again.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And then
now that's pretty damn amazing. Circular. Clearly. Something that humans would not have developed or have not developed as of yet. Again, they may have reverse engineered some of these crap though, but you read the email with me. A lot of these were taken at secure places, including some of our non-deterrent nuclear bases. They're spying on our bases. And I believe the reason they're doing that is because we're putting them in danger too. I don't think that all of these UFOs and UAPs are coming from other planets. I don't. Is there beings on other planets? I don't know. I mean, I've read all about Project Serpo, even when I was a little girl, right? I read about Project Serpo, et cetera, and the very strange exchange program that we may have had with Zeta Reticulan beings, right? And they probably look at us and think we look weird. We look at them and think they look weird. But let me tell you, I don't think that all of these craft we're seeing are coming from other planets. I think that they are right here on Earth with us. Why else would they be so concerned about all of our nuclear bases? Because we're putting them in danger too. So they're monitoring us.
just a ball. Yep. New there. Kind of Nothing special there.
So we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even more than that. Look, there's appears to be something here, 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 here as well. Man, listen, and I don't know why all of a sudden I look at this picture and I think to myself, the 185, I think the yin and the yang, the black, the white, the positive, the negative, the up, the down, as above, so below. I really feel like in life, you take the good with the bad, right? And I think that just in life, period, we deal with the good and the bad, the black and the white, the positive, the negative. And when you think about how Bob Lazar described the way that these crafts propulse themselves, the way they move, they're using, in the crafts that Lazar was trying to reverse engineer, they were using triangle shapes of element 115. And that element 115 would be put in the middle of the craft. And, I'm not a physicist here, but essentially somehow taking the antimatter from the element 115 that would turn into element 116, somehow using that antimatter / negative matter to propel these craft. And again, you'll see them in the sky, and they move in the sky almost as if a knife, a hot butter knife, is just cutting the gravity in front of them in whatever direction that they want to go.
And then, yeah, some more weird stuff. I mean, these aren't...
Got 1, 2, 3 orbs there. Almost looks like a black hole in the sky, right?
These don't really seem to deviate from stuff that we've already seen. But for some reason, this guy...
essentially backs up exactly what the Immaculate Constellation memo says, right?
Whomever this is, wanted me to show these images on my channel, to you guys. I'm not really sure what the motive is to show some of these. Maybe it's to kind of like a foot in the door phenomenon thing. Like if I share these and then like nothing happens to him, then maybe he'll send me more stuff, pending he's legit. I don't know.
Interesting.
But this is kind of a mystery. I mean,
and look how those look like crosses almost. But you know what it reminds me of? One of the Nazi insignias. I'll leave it at that. I mean, it almost looks like the Bethlehem star right there.
These little spinning crosses are weird. Anyways, I want HD video, like Elenoza said that we have. On HD video, I want to see like the best imagery that there is. Mm-hmm. So maybe this guy has access to it. I don't know if it's a he or a she. And maybe we'll get hooked up to that if I publish this video. So yeah.
And when you do, I hope you do. Thumbs up that. Wait, hold on. He had additional interactions. Hold that thought. He asked him, do you have any of the original images with metadata intact? And also, do you happen to have any videos or other information about these photos? The sender says, I have the original images in digital format, but I cannot provide them directly to avoid any possibility of tracing. For this reason, I chose to send them in scanned format. Please note that these images do not represent the best quality of what I have. This is merely a fraction, akin to the last puff of a cigarette. Once you've reviewed and taken action with this PDF, I will send additional material. What I can share for now is that some of these images were taken at critical locations, including our nuclear deterrent bases. These objects are clearly surveilling these sites, sometimes from very close proximity, which we believe may be in preparation for something more significant.
Information about these photos. I have the original images in digital format, but I cannot provide them directly to avoid any possibility of tracing. For this reason, I chose to send them in this scanned format, videos that are color. And I can also see if they're anywhere else on the internet. It's better than if I just share these images. He's like, yeah, maybe I'll have more stuff for you. Anyways, yeah, so I didn't download the PDF because there could be viruses or something in it. I did use an alternative method because I don't know who this person is, and apparently they don't want anyone to know who they are. But anyways, this is the name of the document that he sent me. NRO, Immaculate Constellation, UAP, IRCAM, Picture Set Research Station, NA. I assume that means North America. 4003.pdf. And then this is the PDF of the images. There's 14 pages. These are all images. I don't know.
Incredible, you all. Incredible. So, listen, I don't know what to think or say outside of what I already have said. I'm going to throw a link to this video to Strange Mysteries video, and also in the live chat. Again, it's already in the description. But wait, didn't he say he got another, or he did a part 2? Hold on.
Get AI to create something boring. It just...
Hold on a second.
Okay. We're back. This is an update to the video that you've probably seen. It's the one where this guy has emailed me, said he has access to photos of UFOs and stuff, or UAPs.
Another email. Hold up.
And
let's listen in.
I'm gonna link that video, which you should probably watch if you haven't seen it yet, in the description below. It'll also be at the end of this video, but you should watch that first one for context. So the guy emailed me back, and he'd like for me to read some stuff to you all. He also provided me with more images, and there's just more mysteries. I'm not exactly sure how to respond to all this stuff, but my job is to just share it with you. So here's his email to me in response to you all. First off, to the folks leaving supportive and constructive comments, you are the real MVPs of this movement. The slog for transparency isn't easy, and it's your thoughtful engagement that keeps the wheels turning. Now on to the main event. There are some things I need to address, especially regarding your channel and the UFOs subreddit, which I guess it kind of, the original video kind of went viral on. Number one, the ceiling fan UFO. Peak comedy. I'll admit the ceiling fan comparison gave me a good laugh. Thanks for that. But here's the thing. Last I checked, Home Depot doesn't stock gravity-defying, high-altitude, thermally anomalous ceiling fans. Let's be real here. Yes, UAPs come in all sorts of bizarre shapes, but to chalk this one up to a ceiling fan, it's a disservice to the serious analysis required for this field. Let's not forget that half of you are ready to canonize the jellyfish UAP. You know, the one that looks like a melted Imperial probe droid, just because someone with a name shared it. If some random person had leaked that jellyfish footage, it would have been dismissed outright, just like many of you initially wrote off the Tic Tac footage before the New York Times gave it legitimacy. Double standards much? By the way, as a quick preview, here's some of the images we're going to see. But I'm going to keep reading this. Number 2, why the ceiling fan UAP leaking image was included. The so-called ceiling fan UAP made it into that document for one reason. It was anomalous, period. I didn't provide explanations because I didn't have to. The purpose was to present data, not to hold anyone's hand through their own biases. For context, that image and several others were gathered using different classified ISR systems. HUD captures, thermal optics, and FLIR from platforms operated not just by the US, but also by allied intelligence services. That's kind of okay. I didn't realize that. We're talking about a range of sources, each with their own capabilities and classifications. Some of these images date back decades, others are more recent, and yes, some originate from allied agencies. You're seeing a mix, like it or not. And before anyone trots out the AI-generated argument, no, this wasn't AI-generated. If I was trying to fabricate something using AI, I'd pick a design far more compelling than a ceiling fan. Also, I'll just say, like, in my opinion, like, you can't even get AI to create something boring. Like, it just runs wild with its imagination. Now, I mean, you could, I don't know. I'll give my opinion after I read this. Number 3, let's see. The cruciform entity. Yes, it resembles historic accounts like the Nuremberg celestial phenomenon and the incident over Guildford, Surrey. This isn't coincidental. Similar configurations have been observed across various platforms and time frames. There are multiple documented shapes of the cruciform entity, and its behavior suggests something far beyond our current technological capabilities. If you did watch the previous video, yeah, that one, that picture was pretty creepy. I did go back and I did some research over the Nuremberg incident, where there were crosses, and I'll go into that in detail in a second. Okay, number 4, why I sent the images. This was, above all, a test, a way to gauge what the public can and cannot digest. Think of it as a litmus test for the community's readiness. Some of you passed with flying colors, critically engaging with the material. Others, not so much. Unfortunately, as I've seen with the reactions to this image, I guess to the ceiling fan, I'm left questioning whether the broader community is ready for meaningful disclosure. Many of you dismiss something genuinely anomalous as a ceiling fan, much like how people dismissed the Tic Tac footage for years. I will say, if we had a video of, when we see videos of things, they do have a bit more validity. Anyways, he goes on to say, this sort of knee-jerk ridicule undermines serious discussion and analysis. One thing I will say here is that if this guy is legit and he has special access to this, and these images are real, he is like making a bit of a risk. He's risking something, and although a bit of skepticism is healthy, I think that I don't know, take it as serious as he does, because he's putting himself out there. And then number 5, the road ahead. Here's the part that may disappoint some of you. I won't be continuing this process. My original plan was to release these leaks incrementally, ramping up to higher definition imagery and more compelling evidence. The initial PDF release, including the last puff of a cigarette imagery, were meant to start the conversation, not to end it. But seeing how quickly this community dismissed valid data as ceiling fans, I'm not convinced you're ready. Disclosure is a privilege, not an entitlement. And the reactions I've seen so far don't inspire confidence. And for those waiting on certain groups, you know who they are, to step up, good luck. Evangelics will label these entities demonic and shut the conversation down. Others, like Luis, he's talking about Luis Elizondo, who testified in front of Congress, will tell you they need to have this conversation in a skiff and leave it at that. Be seeing you guys. Now, he does say this, and then he still attached like some new images. I gotta say, some of these images were different than things I've seen before. Some weren't. Let's just go through this email conversation. He says, I've also sent you an attachment. Make sure to check it out. Thanks. Also, someone I know mentioned that the one with engines is likely from Skunkworks, but I'm not sure. Okay, if you don't know what Skunkworks is, I'm going to show these images in a second. I didn't know what it was either. Skunkworks is an official pseudonym for Lockheed Martin's Advanced Development Programs, formerly called Lockheed Advanced Development Projects. So, yeah. Like it's like advanced technology. I think a few of these are like made by humans, but I'll go over that in a second. Okay. Then he asked me one more thing. Please blur out the ARV retrieval image and the Skunkworks UAP. I'd rather not have, which right here, this and this. I'd rather not have the IC breathing down my neck over this. Some things aren't meant for everyone, and I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I trust you'll respect my wishes and blur those two images. In my opinion, I think that that's actually technology that the government has made. I was the one who blurred the images so I could actually see them. But I think that, yeah, you probably shouldn't be showing like your hand to like publicly, or, you know, like, I think that it's probably sensitive images. Let's just say that. So I just go, okay. He says, I mentioned that it's Skunkworks. There are a few that look like they have wings. We'll get into that in a second. Just the one with engines that belongs to Skunkworks, but the other boomerangs are UAPs. It was also mentioned in the News Nation report. Well, he has one of the images he has is of a mothership. He calls it a mothership, which was very confusing to me. So I asked him about that. What about the mothership with the open bay door? And because that one has wings too, or it looks like it has wings. His response to that, on another note, please initiate a full shutdown and notify your community that I was unable to deliver. There's no need to escalate further, especially when the stakes are this high. It's not worth provoking additional attention, particularly under these circumstances. I advise you to blur all sensitive materials before sharing with your community. You can still provide context of the images and the recent long email I sent you, but ensure any images are properly obscured. I'm comfortable with you discussing the content, but I no longer authorize its release in any form. Sorry, and thanks for everything, Nathan. I'm starting to think that so at this point I was like, oh, what, does he want me to like just not show anything, or like it seemed like he got spooked. Like there's a sudden shift in his feelings towards this, which I can kind of relate to. I mean, I don't know what I'm involved with here, but it is a little bit stressful. I got to admit, exciting, but slightly stressful. So I'm just like, okay, do you want me to blur out the Skunkworks one and the ARV retrieval images? And the Skunkworks one is this one. This is the ARV retrieval image. And he responds with, I've had some second thoughts regarding the materials I previously shared. After seeing the ceiling fan comments, I've reconsidered the risks involved, particularly the potential consequences of premature disclosure. Those making baseless claims do not deserve access to this information, especially when it could endanger lives. I gotta say here, like, when people make comments, it's just natural for people to make stupid comments, and like, you can't just throw, like, you can't throw everyone out just because there's like a few bad apples. He goes on to say, I apologize for any inconvenience caused. I trust you'll understand my concerns. Please feel free to proceed with sharing the email where I address the comments, but ensure the following redactions are applied. Blur out the ARV retrieval, Skunkworks, close-up of the mothership, and the cruciform entity. The cruciform flyby can remain along with the rest of the content, like the Tic Tac, the cube, and the other boomerangs, and the chandelier. The chandelier one is creepy as AF. Thank you for your understanding and discretion. I'm like, okay, I'll blur those out then. Great, thanks. By the way, the title of the images that never were, in the image he attached to his original email, there's like a title at the top of it that says that. It refers to just a fraction of the high quality images I had initially planned to share, but decided not to. I'll hold off for now, at least until another whistleblower from the legacy program steps forward. What? I don't know what the legacy program is. Then I asked him if I could, just include our full conversation. And this was the end of my contact with him. Maybe he'll have a change of heart. I'm not really sure. Anyways, let's go on to the images. That he provided, and I'll go over each one. You don't need me on the screen anymore. So, if you remember, he wanted 4 of them redacted, or just like blurred out. It's this one, the close-up of a UAP firing up its engines, which I believe is actually something made by the government. And then he wanted the frame from drone footage of a downed ARV retrieval mission. He wanted that blurred too, suddenly. And then he wanted this mothership one blurred. And finally, the cruciform entity. So this PNG is something that he attached in the email. I have reverse image searched all of these images, including the ones that are blurred, and none of them appear on the internet anywhere. Right now, I think that the creepiest one is this one anyway. Like a giant thing with spikes just like sitting in the sky. But even though he asked me to blur these out, I'm going to, while looking at the actual image, I'm going to describe it as best as I can to you. So, for the close-up of a UAP firing up its engines. So first off, there's about, I don't know, 14 or 20 different redactions of all the data that's on the screen, or that would be in the image. There's a lot, more than any of the others. This image is in color, and it's reasonably in good detail. I mean, he still provided a small image. This craft has wings, which is a bit, and then it has it looks machined. There are hard edges. It looks like it's man-made, and he mentioned that it was part of the Skunkworks program. And then it's just flying over the horizon. It's pretty close to the camera. The odd thing is that emitting from the bottom of it, is a semicircular blue glow. I don't know if that's propulsion or what. I'm not sure why. Like, it's a little confusing because this craft has wings that are shaped such that like it obviously needs them for flight. And then there's a blue glow that emits from the bottom of this thing, which it seems like you'd be wanting to push the craft forward in order to generate lift. But yeah, there's just a blue glow. It's a small blue glow, but that's it. And then I'll describe this cruciform entity. I don't know why he wanted me to blur out the cruciform entity that he provided me. All this looks like is the cruciform entity flyby, except it's still. And the picture is taken like head on. Like whatever's looking at it is facing it. And it's actually a very intimidating image. Like if I was just like looking at that thing, I'd be extremely scared. There's something about it that there's just something about it that looks like it's from a horror movie or something. But yeah, imagine a full frontal, like just you're looking at this cruciform entity flyby. Oh, wait. Okay. And I'm going to remove myself again. Okay. This third one that he wanted me to blur out. This also has like, I mean, you can kind of tell how many redactions there were on these things. This is a very good image. I mean, it's something looking up at what looks like kind of like this boomerang UAP, but it's in much greater detail. You can tell that due to the way the light is coming and hitting it, that like there's an edge there because the light's reflecting differently on the underside of the wings. I mean, it looks like there's some machining. I would describe it as being somewhat human, in the way that it looks created. Unlike the other types of crafts we've seen. Okay, and then the fourth one, the HD close-up of a mothership with some sort of open bay door. Okay, so this looks like something from Star Wars. It has wings, again, and it looks like, and on the underside of it, there appears to be like little rivets or just machining. The wings are thick, and then there's like a triangle that's in the center of the wings that sticks upward. There looks like there's some sort of a like door in the back that's open, but like there's just darkness inside. In my opinion, this, I mean, once again, it kind of looks man-made, but not like anything I've seen before. It's a black and white photo as well. Okay, let me see. Whatever. I'm gonna put myself up here. And okay, boomerang UAP. I mean, I'll zoom in on these. This is the best resolution I can get. I mean, this isn't really anything new. And then Tic Tac. Nothing really new. Close encounter with a 1967 UK flying cross UAP witnessed by Angus Brooks. This was confusing. I looked up this incident and like if you look it up on Wikipedia, then Wikipedia says that it was just some guys like making stuff and trying to raise money for charity. And then it has these pictures. So I don't know. Maybe that it was a cover up or something. I have no idea. I can tell you that I cannot find this image anywhere else on the internet. You're welcome to search for yourself. Yeah. Next one is just triangle UAP. Looks more like a square in the air though, with a weird angle on it. And then we'll go over here. Another boomerang. A cube. Okay, the cruciform entity flyby. I'm going to go into this in a sec. And the one that I think is the creepiest, which is what Mr. Anonymous calls the chandelier-looking UAP. If I saw this in the sky, I would be terrified. Like what? There's just something that looks, yeah. I've never seen anything like this before. Now, I want to go back to the cruciform one, and I want to go back to how we were originally relating it to the Nuremberg incident. If you guys are familiar with that, this happened in 1561, and it's a woodcut. And in the woodcut, this dude, I mean, this is what he says, but basically all this stuff happened in the sky. And the reason I'm showing this to you is because the image that we have here is a cruciform. It's like just a cross. And so I wanted to see if there's any sort of like connections we could make here. If you read over it, it looks like the ball. I guess the balls and the crosses are like fighting each other. And then if you look at this text right here, this is what it says. Everything comes out of the sun for some reason. This guy describes these crosses, which we see as being blood red. Now I believe these are like FLIR images, or I mean they're black and white. It'd be very interesting if they were actually like blood red. Between which there were blood red strips becoming thicker to the rear and in the front malleable like rods of reed grass, which are intermingled. Man, this is like reading something out of the Bible or something like that. Yeah, but I think there might be some connection here. I also wanted to show you how none of these images like appeared in Google reverse image search. I mean, some of them are kind of, I mean, a few, like something like this, like a cube. I mean, these are pretty, it's like a common type of photo. Don't see this one anywhere. The chandelier one. I wouldn't even call it a chandelier. I would just call it like a bunch of spikes. So, finally, I guess, I don't know if this guy is going to respond more or what, but if you all wanted to ask him questions in the comments, and then I can ask those questions to him. I know he'll be reading the comments too. And then maybe he can give us some more information. I'm not sure. Or maybe he feels like there's too much heat already. And it's kind of dangerous. I'm not really sure. I don't want to stress the guy out or anything. As far as a motive goes, like, I don't really sense any sort of like malicious or greedy or anything like motive. Like, if there's someone making money from this right now, it would be me from the ad revenue that I get from posting these videos. He's not making anything. And I'm not even making that much. I don't see any reason for him to do this unless he like wants to elaborately troll everyone. But he seems to be the real deal to me. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and ask him, and we'll see where things go from there.
In 2019, a call went out to storm the gates of the world's most top-secret military installation.
This was the place that people were attempting to back-engineer.
Well. Very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting, man. Shout out to Strange Mysteries for doing both of those videos, actually. And if you're just now tuning in, you'll want to rewind. This could potentially be the first known leak regarding Immaculate Constellation. And listen, if I seen the chandelier UAP, I would be terrified as well. It would just, all the points, right? It's so sharp. Listen, you all, before I get up out of here, allow me to pay a few bills if you don't mind. Shout out to the LeakYou community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you all on the next live stream. Until next time.
The judgment sentence that you are an asshole. The trial is over. Thank you, everybody.
Let's play a game. You have 10 seconds to take all your stuff and get out of my life. 10, 9, 8.
God bless you, motherfucker.
You're really smart, like really, really, really smart like I am.